Pidato Presiden Obama DUI Part 1 and 4. Halo guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Terima kasih kepada Anda yang sudah klik ini video guys. Kepada Anda yang baru saja berada di dalam channel ini, saya ucapkan selamat datang. Dan terima kasih kepada Anda yang sudah subscribe ini channel. Selamat bergabung guys. So guys, kepada Anda yang tengah menonton ini, saya mendoakan supaya Anda berada di dalam keadaan sehat walafiat, sentiasa sejahtera, dilimpah-limpahkan rezeki dan dipermudahkan segala urusan apapun yang Anda lakukan. Oke guys, dan saya sebagai anchor react di dalam channel ini. Please guys, jangan lupa like, comment, share dan juga subscribe di dalam channel ini. Oke guys, hari ini kita akan lanjutkan kepada salah satu video, dan ini merupakan salah satu juga antara yang paling ramai juga untuk kita reaction kepada pidato Presiden Obama DUI Part 1 and 4. Maksudnya di sini adalah version pidato yang penuh lah. Dan sebelum ini pun Uncle ada juga membuat reaction tentang Barack Obama, bekas Presiden Amerika Syarikat, tetapi dia dalam versi yang pendek lah, video pendek, dan Anda boleh lihat reaction Uncle di sini. Oke guys, so jom kita sama-sama lihat bagaimanakah Presiden pada channel US Embassy Jakarta guys. Oke, jangan lupa guys, subscribe ini channel. Kita boleh dapat sama-sama info dan juga fakta daripada channel ini. Oke guys, jom. Oke, kita sama-sama guys melihat daripada channel ini dengan kiraan 3, 2, dan 1.
Indonesia ini, nah ini kita coba lihat lagi. Baru saja kita yang tunggu-tunggu Presiden Amerika Serikat.
Sosok yang sangat karismatik.
Iya. Mungkin kita dengarkan dulu audionya, sudah terdengar atau belum ini? Nah,
oke.
Luar biasa.
Terima kasih. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody. Selamat pagi.
Nice.
Nice.
It is wonderful to be here at the University of Indonesia, to the faculty and the staff and the students, and to Dr. Gumilar Rusliwa Somantri. Thank you so much for your hospitality. Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Thank you for this wonderful welcome. Thank you to the people of
Luar biasa guys ya, dia memberikan salam
Jakarta, and thank you to the people of Indonesia. Pulang kampung nih.
pulang kampung.
I am so glad that I made it back to Indonesia and that Michelle was able to join me. We had a couple of false starts this year, but I was determined to visit a country that's meant so much to me. And unfortunately, this visit is too short, but I look forward to coming back a year from now when Indonesia hosts the East Asia Summit. Before I go any further,
bermakna guys, maksudnya 2 kali sudah tertangguh ya guys untuk Presiden Barack Obama nih turun ataupun melawat di negara Indonesia pada masa itulah ya, pada masa itu guys.
I want to say that our thoughts and prayers are with all of those Indonesians who are affected by the recent tsunami and the volcanic eruptions, particularly those who've lost loved ones and those who've been displaced. And I want you all to know that, as always, the United States stands with Indonesia in responding to natural disasters, and we are pleased to be able to help as needed. As neighbors help neighbors and families take in the displaced, I know that the strength and the resilience of the Indonesian people will pull you through once more. Let me begin with a simple statement. Indonesia bagian dari diri saya.
Indonesia bagian pada diri saya guys. Wah. Sebahagian daripada diri saya.
I first came to this country when my mother married an Indonesian
Menikah?
named Lolo Sutoro.
Oh.
And as a young boy, I was as a young boy, I was coming to a different world. But the people of Indonesia quickly made me feel at home. Jakarta looked very different in those days. The city was filled with buildings that were no more than a few stories tall. This back in 1967, 68, most of you weren't born yet. The Hotel Indonesia was one of the few high-rises, and there was just one big department store called Sarina.
Oh, masih ingat.
That was it.
Dia masih ingat, guys.
Becaks and Bemos, that's how you got around.
Oh, becak.
They outnumbered automobiles in those days. And you didn't have all the big highways that you have today. Most of them gave way to unpaved roads and the kampongs. So we moved to Menteng Dalam, where, hey, some folks from Menteng Dalam right here.
Menteng Dalam.
And we lived
Menteng Dalam, sebuah daerah tempat kawasan yang tempat tinggal kawasan lah pada masa itu kan. Oke.
in a small house. We had a mango tree out front. And I learned to love Indonesia while flying kites and running along the paddy fields and catching dragonflies, buying sate and bakso from the street vendors. I still remember the call of the vendors. Sate. I remember that. Bakso. Enak.
Dia masih ingat lagi, guys ya.
Ya.
Enak. Coba dulu diulang, guys. Kita ulang lagi sekejap ya.
Enak ya.
Kita ulang lagi ya.
Bakso from the street vendors. I still remember the call of the vendors.
Okay.
Sate. Yeah. I remember that. Bakso. Enak ya.
Enak ya. Mantap lah.
But most of all, I remember the people. The old men and women who welcomed us with smiles, and the children who made a foreign child feel like a neighbor and a friend, and the teachers who helped me learn about this country. Because Indonesia is made up of thousands of islands and hundreds of languages, and people from scores of regions and ethnic groups. My time here helped me appreciate the common humanity of all people. And while my stepfather, like most Indonesians, was raised a Muslim, he firmly believed that all religions were worthy of respect. And in this way,
Setuju, betul.
in this way, he reflected the spirit of religious tolerance that is enshrined in Indonesia's constitution and that remains one of this country's defining and inspiring characteristics. Now, I stayed here for 4 years,
Oh, 4 tahun, guys ya.
a time that helped shape my childhood, a time that saw the birth of my wonderful sister, Maya, a time that made such an impression on my mother that she kept returning to Indonesia over the next 20 years to live and to work and to travel and to pursue her passion of promoting opportunity in Indonesia's villages, especially opportunity for women and for girls. And I was so honored. I was so honored when President Yudhoyono last night at the state dinner presented an award on behalf of my mother, recognizing the work that she did. And she would have been so proud because my mother held Indonesia and its people very close to her heart for her entire life.
Merinding, guys, mendengar pidato daripada Obama, guys. Dia sangat-sangat menyentuh jiwa, guys.
Now, so much has changed in the 4 decades since I boarded a plane to move back to Hawaii. If you asked me or any of my schoolmates who knew me back then, I don't think any of us could have anticipated that one day I would come back to Jakarta as the President of the United States.
Aduh guys, dia tidak menyangka boleh jadi presiden Amerika Serikat.
And few could have anticipated the remarkable story of Indonesia over these last 4 decades. The Jakarta that I once knew has grown into a teeming city of nearly 10 million, with skyscrapers that dwarf the Hotel Indonesia, and thriving centers of culture and of commerce. While my Indonesian friends and I used to run in fields with water buffalo and goats, a new generation of Indonesians is among the most wired in the world, connected through cell phones and social networks. And while Indonesia, as a young nation focused inward, a growing Indonesia now plays a key role in the Asia-Pacific and in the global economy. Now, this change also extends to politics. When my stepfather was a boy, he watched his own father and older brother leave home to fight and die in the struggle for Indonesian independence. And I'm happy to be here on Heroes Day to honor the memory of so many Indonesians who have sacrificed on behalf of this great country.
Merinding guys.
When I moved to Jakarta, it was 1960.
Oh, tamat sudah guys. Oke guys, demikianlah sebentar tadi ya guys tentang pidato daripada bekas Presiden Amerika Serikat Barack Obama ya guys, tentang pidatonya di hadapan umum. Jadi apa yang dapat Uncle katakan ialah sangat-sangat hebat dari segi pidatonya yang disampaikan. Apapun yang dapat Uncle simpulkan di sini ialah dia menceritakan tentang kisah hidupnya berada di Indonesia selama 4 tahun guys. Dan pada ketika itu juga dia melihat bahwa Indonesia itu pada tahun 1960-an itu dia sangat-sangat berbeza lah pada hari ini, pada masa itu, pada tahun 2011 ini video guys. Dan dia melihat bahwa gedung pada masa itu hanyalah hotel. Dan dia masih ingat lagi kedai yang dia pergi guys, yaitu kedai Sarina. Wow, masih ingat lagi ya, dan tajam dia punya ingatan pada masa itu. Dan dia mengatakan juga dia pun seperti kanak-kanak lain yang berlari-lari di sawah, bermain bersama dengan binatang seperti kambing dan juga lembu, antara alat orang kata aktiviti permainan semasa zaman-zaman dahulu lah ya guys. Jadi itu adalah salah satu kenangan kepada Barack Obama. Jadi guys, dan dia masih ingat lagi dia sempat menyaksikan adiknya lahir pada masa itu, sebab ibunya tuh menikah ya, seorang lelaki yang berada di Indonesia, dan dia menyaksikan adik perempuannya Maya. Jadi apapun ya, terima kasih kepada sahabat subscriber karena Anda memberikan salah satu video ataupun cadangan yang membuatkan Uncle rasa teruja dan juga terharu dan kaget ya guys, dan sangat-sangat merinding ya guys dengan pidato yang dilontarkan oleh Barack Obama kepada umum ya pada tahun 2011 pada masa itu guys ya. Oke, jadi apapun terima kasih, Anda turunkan komentar Anda di bawah, mana tahu mungkin ada beberapa info dan sebagainya. Terima kasih menonton video Uncle dari awal hingga selesai. Kita akan jumpa lagi di next video akan datang. Terima kasih. Thanks for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.
Hidup memang selalu penuh dengan warna-warni. Bila terjebak sulit untuk coba